I'm Leonard Riggs, and welcome to another edition of From My Head to Your Ears. Sorry, a little late this week getting this in. It's been a busy week with work and holidays and my birthday, and I just haven't had time to sit down and gather my thoughts, never mind do a podcast. But once again, I'm laying in my bed and going to do a quick podcast this time. I promise after the holidays I'll have more time to go into detail and do a better podcast. But right now, I'm going to leave you for just a second and we'll be right back. I'm going to discuss working on the holidays. That's just so much fun and something I've had to do for the last 30 years. So I'll be right back. And I'm back. For the last 3 decades, I have worked at a job. It's a convenience store located on the corner of 2 highways in my hometown. And I'm not griping. I've made a million friends working there. It's got good benefits. I didn't mean to make a career, but it ended up being who I am, or how I'm recognized. But the worst part of it, and the thing I've never enjoyed, was working holidays. And we're one of those 24-hour-a-day places. So we don't close. And I'm management, so most of the time I at least work a few hours on the holiday. But what I've had to do over the years is rearrange traditions and work around holidays. And over the years, I've had to change due to my family changing. Used to, I would have company. My nephews were little, and we'd have a big Christmas. And I always had to get up early and go to work to do paperwork and come back and then celebrate the holiday and then, hurry up and sleep. And anyway, it seems like I'm just tired of the whole holiday. And even though I love Christmas, I am also glad when it's all over because it's very stressful. But over the years, things have changed, and my nephews have grown up. They have children now, and my mom and dad grew older, and it turned to the point where they were like my children. And I moved across town, and I would try to have some of the Christmas at my house. And again, I had one Christmas where we all gathered at my house for Christmas Eve. Well, I wasn't there because I actually was working Christmas Eve evening, and I got home around 8 or 9 o'clock. We were allowed to close just for a few hours that Christmas. It was really nice. I believe it was a white Christmas that year too. But I came home to the full house, and everybody was already celebrating in my own house. But it worked out. And again, years go by, and my father passed away in 2016, and that changed things. Well, that and my mother started a journey of Alzheimer's, and things just really have gotten different. Plus, I just don't gather with my family like I used to. I have a sister that lives behind me, and she watches my mom. I have my mother at home. I'm a caregiver, and I work. I should explain that. So Christmas now is down to me and her for the most part. I usually make a little meal, and I have to feed her now, so I make a meal and then I feed her, and then I eat after she's done. She doesn't understand presents anymore, but I still buy her things. And I miss my dad immensely. Like I said, they became my children in the last 10 years, more or less, and I bought for them. And I still find things for my father that I would love to buy him. And it kind of makes me sad. So still, I'm working this Christmas, and I've got it all planned out. I'm going to make a quick meal, and I'm going to pre-make a lot of things. That way I can just throw it all in the oven, and then I will feed my mom, and then I will eat, and then I'll just show her what she got for Christmas. And then I'll open what I bought myself for Christmas, which sounds silly, but, it just makes it feel more Christmassy that way. And life is just full of adjustments, and that's just what I've done. Adjust. I'm really thankful that I have my mom again this Christmas, even though she's not really aware of things. But I get to kiss her and hold her hand and sing to her, which I do that. Whether it's great or not, I don't know, but she seems to like my singing. I don't know. It's just been a real trip. But working during the holiday it's become my second nature, I guess. But I'm going to take a break, and we'll talk more about I'll talk more about the past of how working through the holiday was and the difficulties that it caused. I'll be right back. And I'm back. I have been at my job for 32 years. And the first year, I ended up with both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off. And I really enjoyed that one because I had a full paycheck and I was able to shop like I wanted. I'd been out of work for a while. And little did I know that would be the last time I would ever have, well, I don't want to say ever, but the last time, at least the last 32 years, that I would have both days off. And I did enjoy it. I did appreciate it. Now, over the years, I've had Christmas Eve off, but I think I've always worked Christmas Day. I don't remember a time in the last 30 years where I didn't. But you just learn to make things work. And like I said, that's what I've done. Change traditions and don't be a big baby. I've been fortunate they don't usually make you work a full day on Christmas Day. Although I think I've done it a couple of times. But back then, when my nephews and my niece were little, they were kind of like my children. I have no children, and I spoiled them rotten. So I enjoyed that time. And of course, they're all grown up now, and they're parents themselves for the most part, all but one of them. Don't see them a lot anymore. Family's grown by leaps and bounds, and everybody's got their own thing going on. Plus, being a caregiver for my mom, I don't like to have a house full with her like that because it confuses her. Plus, in the last few years with COVID and this year the flu's going around, I don't want her to get sick. So we take things in a little at a time, a few relatives at a time. That's fine. And like I said, life is just full of adjustments. But I think 2 working holidays, you end up spending time or keeping company with the local police officers that are on, EMTs, any emergency personnel that have to work too. And I know people that are having to work appreciate you being open. I've spent many a Christmas with a police officer standing by me when they weren't busy. And I don't mind that. They were good friends. I've made some good friends with police officers. It's just, we're all in this together. We're all working. And I don't think anybody enjoys working unless they just want the money. Or I'm single with no children, but I love Christmas, and it would be so nice to be home and to relax and be able to actually enjoy the holiday without having to work. Maybe after I retire, but I know my mom will be long gone, so I'll have to adjust things again, but I will always have a Christmas tree, and I will always celebrate Christmas one way or the other, with whether it be with friends or by myself, with my cats. So, anyway, I think I'll take a break and I'll close this up in just a minute, so I'll be right back. Well, finally, I would like to just say, I guess one time when I was kind of griping in the early days about having to work the holidays, a lady said, she was telling me the story about how she was at the hospital in Paducah, Kentucky, and her mother was in the hospital, and it was Christmas, and there was nothing open, and except for a convenience store, and they were so thankful to find something open to get a little bit of food outside the hospital. And she said, just remember you're helping people. And what's more giving than that, right? And that's the spirit of the season. So, who knows? You're helping people get something at the last minute at Christmas time. You don't know. Maybe you're changing a life. Maybe, who knows? You just have to look at the bright side of things. And this too shall pass. And someday I'll be retired and I'll look back on all those years of working. And that part of my life will be over. And I'll have all these stories to tell. You just, as always, have to look at the bright side of things. So, I try not to whine too much. But it just really does blow to work Christmas. No matter what you say, or think, or try to think. It sure would be nice to be able just to kick back and enjoy. So, have a little sympathy for people that are working. Just realize they're giving up time with their families. And be kind. Always be kind. Doesn't cost a thing. It doesn't cost a thing to be mean either, but still. It's better to be kind. Just remember, Santa is watching you. So, I'm going to leave you with Merry Christmas, and I'll try to be back next week. Hopefully things will slow down and calm down after the holiday's over. I always think in January I'm just going to catch my breath. But Merry Christmas, and I hope you and yours have a great holiday. Thank you, and I will speak to you. I won't see you. I'm not Santa Claus. Next time around. Thank you for listening to my thoughts, and I appreciate you. Merry Christmas.